Oh, hey. What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Chelsea Nicolle, and I am back for another installment of Facts Only. I know it's been a while, so I appreciate all of you who have been waiting for me to come back and do what I do. Um, yeah, I just been and getting my thoughts together, trying to ground myself and, you know, get my situation in order. Uh, Those of you who know me know that I am a Gemini. That don't really mean nothing. Not gonna blame it on that. That don't mean nothing. But I will say that it allows me to be interested in so many things, and my mind is constantly moving a mile a minute. So I have so many different ideas and so many projects that I want to get into that I don't always take time to hone in on one, focus on one, get it done, and then, go about my business that way. So I'm learning. This is about growth, self improvement, and all them things. So, it is what it is. I'm back and I'm better than I've ever been. So there's that on that. The glare of the little ring light in my glasses is going to annoy me. So if it annoys you, let me know. I probably won't do much about it. Can't front. I don't plan on wearing contacts at any point. I like my glasses. So we won't even focus on that. We won't even hone in. But tonight's episode of Facts Only is called the vulnerability episode. I figured since going forward, I will be doing like a vlog on my self growth, my personal experiences, and things like that. Just kind of, tapping in with other like minded folks so that they can, see day to day shit that they probably feeling the same way about or what have you. Because I'm wild relatable. I'm an empath, whatever, however y'all pronounce it. That's me. So for the most part, I understand what people are going through and I can find some way to relate. Not saying everything is about me, not saying, your experience is not a personal one or nothing like that. But what I'm saying is you're not alone in the journey. I'm not alone in the journey. So if you've been through some shit, I'm pretty sure I've been through some shit and we could not trauma share or whatever the fuck y'all be doing, that unhealthy shit, but more so like you don't have to go along your healing journey by yourself. Feel me? So just welcome. And here I am just gonna share some things with you. The vulnerability episode, I figured that is a great place to start when it comes to, your journey. Like that first step is getting over the fact that you might have to be vulnerable. So people like me who are I don't think I'm egotistical. My ego doesn't necessarily get the best of me or anything like that, but I will say that I can be quite prideful when I'm ready to be. I like to do things for myself. I don't really like to have to rely on other people to do certain things and what have you. I like to get it done on my own. As far as like team building and all that stuff, I've never really been too good with that because I just feel like the more people, the more feelings, the more emotions, the more opinions. I think I said opinions, whatever. Like just the more people, the more drama. It doesn't always have to be like that. However, again, starting with your vulnerability, you have to kind of tap into who it is that you have around you, why it is that they're around you, what their purpose in your life is going to be, so on and so forth. So, checking yourself and checking your vulnerability is a really great place to start. And that's why I wanted the first episode of me coming back and doing Facts Only is going to be the vulnerability episode. So back in July of last year, July of 2020, I did a spoken piece. It was like complete like freestyle. I wasn't trying to rhyme. It wasn't necessarily like poetry, but I was in some sort of like meditative state. Like I was meditating. I wasn't high or nothing like that, but I was meditating and I was kind of just like trying to get in tune with myself a little bit. And I just hit record on my phone because I knew I was going to start saying things. I have a really hard time writing down what I need to write down. I'm supposed to be journaling. Journaling gets really hard sometimes. I like to talk. I like to talk things out. I like to hear my thoughts. I like to think out loud, if you will. So I didn't want to write anything down. I really just wanted to talk. Like I wanted to get it off my chest. Nobody was around. I just hit record on my phone. And that was just that. So I'm going to play it. Yeah, I'm going to play it. And I'm going to stop it so that like y'all can hear like, so I can kind of discuss exactly like what I was going through, where my thought process was. It does get a little emotional, but again, it's the vulnerability episode. So I'm open to sharing that because I've gotten over that hump of being vulnerable in some form. You know, I have a little bit of a problem with certain types of vulnerability, but I'm still healing, working on it, growing. So I'm willing to admit to that. That's fine. I'll be all right at some point. But right now, it is what it is. So I'm going to start it, take it from the top, because I did start playing it earlier. But I'm going to play it, and I want y'all to hear. It's called Vulnerability. Like I named it Vulnerability. So it's perfect for the episode. It's a couple minutes long. I also posted it on my Anchor podcast. It's called Mindful Motions. So I'll put the link in the description box or however that works. I don't know. I'm going to figure it out. Don't worry. But here's vulnerability. And like I said, I'm going to pause it so that we can kind of discuss like what was going on, what was going through my brain and shit like that. So here we go. I'm always going to want you. The whole you, nothing but the you. So help me. I hope I can hear this. Help me to find you. Because I'm always going to look for you. Even of places. Because that's how desperate I will always be to find you. Because like I said, I want you. I'll always want you. Nothing but the you. The whole you. The real you. The you that you feel like sometimes you have to hide away because you might not be able to find the words to say because the folks listening might not understand because they're not you. So, if you haven't caught on yet, I was talking to myself about myself. So, you know, I was in a place where I just felt kind of like lost. Like, who are you? What are you doing? What do you want? Like, what's good with you? Like, is this what it is? Like, because I'm genuinely and generally a very happy person. I'm very happy. I don't necessarily get sad about too much. That's also because I don't necessarily give a fuck about too much either. So like I care, I'm caring, I'm nurturing, I'm attentive, all of that good stuff. However, like when it comes to things that are minuscule, when it comes to things that are overly sensitive or overly emotional or, just a little bit too much, I don't give a fuck about that because it's going to take me outside of happy. You feel me? So if it's going to agitate, irritate, upset, manipulate, like anything like that, I really just, that ain't got nothing to do with me. I don't give a fuck. I'm done. I do. Shut the fuck down. Right? But in doing so, I miss opportunities to grow. I miss opportunities to handle confrontation, to handle conflict, to handle hardships and things like that because I just would not, I'd rather not deal. And avoidance does not make anything go away. Like in some cases, yeah, like Jehovah's Witnesses knocking on your door, bill collectors calling your phone and you ignoring and you whatever, they might leave you alone for that day. They might go away for that day, but years down the line, Jehovah's Witnesses come in and they trying to save souls again. They knocking on your door. Then bill collectors, remember, you still owe. And they calling again or they sending that notice. You know what I'm saying? Like lessons repeat themselves until you learn them. You know what I'm saying? Like until you perfect it, until you've gathered enough wisdom to pass the test with flying colors. So at this point, when I'm recording this, I wasn't there yet. And I wasn't sure why I wasn't there yet. And I need to figure out why I wasn't there yet because what are you doing? Like what? You good? Like what's happening? What is wrong with you? So yeah, that wasn't even the first minute. I'd be so ready to talk. I don't even like listening to myself on video or recordings either. So vulnerability is fine. I'm gonna play it. I'm just saying, like, let me explain what's going on. We can figure this out. It'll be fine. I'll always want you. Nothing but the you. The whole you. The real you. The you that you feel like sometimes you have to hide away because you might not be able to find the words to say because the folks listening might not understand because they're not you. I'm always going to want you though. No matter how difficult you are, no matter how ugly you feel, no matter how mean you feel like you need to be, no matter how alone you feel, no matter how lonely you want to be, or you act like you want to be anyway, I'm always going to want you. I'm always going to look for you. When I can't find you, when you're not being yourself, when you're lost, Chelsea, when you're lost, I'm going to come looking for you. Deep within. Whatever dark place you faded to blacken, whatever hideout, bat cave, rock, shell, blanket, bed, hole. Wherever you go so that you can't be found, I want you to know that I'm going to come looking for you. And I feel like that's really important for me to have said to myself as well, because a lot of people hide away to be found. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people enjoy being that damsel in distress, enjoy being that hurt soul, enjoy being that person who needs, like, a codependency. Learn a thing or two. That codependency stuff, when your happiness can't rely on anybody but the person body that you next to, or whatever the case may be, whether that be a family member, a friend, a significant other, whatever. Like, you're so codependent that you cannot succeed, you cannot do better, you cannot be better, you cannot feel better, you cannot be without the validation, without the comfort, without the company of another person. In this moment, I was telling myself that even though I wanted to be left alone in that moment, in that time frame, like, that was how my feelings were. I wanted to go into complete hermit mode. I needed to recognize that I wasn't alone. I'm not alone. Like, you can be lonely and not be alone. You feel me? Like, it's okay to be lonely, but you're not alone. Like, I'm not the only one who goes through these type of issues or these types of feelings. I'm not the only person who needs self-growth and self-development and this, that, and the third. Like, I'm not the only person who needs that. And I felt like it was very important for me to record this to remind myself of such things, because it's very easy to quickly tell yourself, like, damn, why me? Like, is this only happening to me? Why all of this always gotta happen to me? Like, why it gotta be me? Why me? Why me? Why me? Not saying everybody plays the victim role, but it's easy to play the victim role because it's easy to point a finger and call somebody else the villain. You know what I'm saying? So mental check-ins, being mindful of yourself, your energy, what it is that you are lacking, what it is that you're not doing, what it is that you could be doing better, what it is that you should be cutting out completely. Like, it's all about reflection. If you're not taking time to really look into a mirror and figure out what it is that you're looking at and who is standing in said mirror, then you just walking around blind and zombie like, you feel me? Like, no, who wants to do that? Anyway, why would you want to do that? You got to want better for yourself all the time, like nonstop. Things are going to change. You're going to go through cycles. You're going to go through lessons. You're going to go through all of that. All of that is going to happen on a consistent basis as long as you're alive. You feel me? So if you're going to be constantly going through different cycles, it's very important that they're not necessarily repetitious. That's a word, repetitious. And if it's not, I just made it up. But you want to get through it. Don't keep going through lessons and not receiving any blessings. You know what I'm saying? Like, gather that wisdom, gather that knowledge, and do something with that motherfucker. Pass it on. Instill it in your memory for the next time, because you will get tested for a next time. The test might not always look the same, feel the same. However, sometimes that motherfucker is the same, just to see if you learned it, just to see if you can identify it and not necessarily avoid it, but get through it and handle it correctly. Because if you don't, you're going to have to do it again. Like, you're going to have to take the test again, because this is not a no pass fail or whatever the hell they be calling it. Like, you got to pass this motherfucker before it's too late. Because a lot of people get confused and think that they have all of the time in the world, not realizing that time is an illusion. So again, history is going to constantly repeat itself. Don't say it's over just because the year is over, just because the day is over, just because the month is over, whatever. Like, don't get confused by the timing of which it came about. Because the only timing that really even matters is the divine timing anyway. So again, if motherfuckers gonna run that lesson again, they're gonna run that lesson again. And if you don't get it the second, third, fourth, fifth time, it's gonna run again. Because they have all of the timing in the world. You see how that works? Like, they got it. It's not wasting time to them. It's wasting time to you because you feel like you're doing it over and over and over again, and it's starting to feel repetitious and you're bored with it and you don't want to go through it no more, whatever the case may be. But brethren, if you didn't want to go through it again, you would have dealt with it properly the first time. Maybe not even this first time. Like, I'm gonna give you a chance. You would have dealt with it right the second or third time that you had to go through that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So I'm all about being compassionate and this, that, and the third. I feel you. You feel me? But logic over all that other emotional shit. We ain't got time. We really don't even got no time. Come on, get it together. Okay, let me continue because I'm always gonna want you though. No matter how difficult you are, no matter how ugly you feel, no matter how mean you feel like you need to be. Fake me. Fake me. No matter how alone you feel, no matter how lonely you want to be, or you act like you want to be anyway. Oh, it ran it back a little bit. I'm always going to want you. I'm always going to look for you. When I can't find you, when you're not being yourself, when you're lost, Chelsea, when you're lost, I'm going to come looking for you. Deep within. Whatever dark place you faded to black in, whatever hideout, bat cave, rock, shell, blanket, bed, hole. Wherever you go, so that you can't be found. I like going ghost. I want you to know that I'm gonna come looking for you. I'm near and far, high and low. I'm gonna search. I'm not gonna be too scared, because at the end of the day, I have to find you. I have to come home with you. I have to come home to you. You're number one. I absolutely am. Nothing and no one will ever be able to balance that out but you. You're already 2 for 1. So find that other half of yourself, the other half that you want to hide away, the other half that not only scares others, but scares your damn self. Sometimes. That monster. This monster doesn't have to hide under the bed anymore. Doesn't have to be shoved in a closet. Let her go. Release all of that pain, that ugliness, that darkness. She goes with you like a shadow. So as long as you're there, as long as you're still standing, as long as you're standing facing the sun, that shadow is going to be there. That shadow includes you. That was really important for me to say to myself as well, where it's like, we all have that dark side to us. A lot of people try to hide away and act like they're all sunshine, unicorns, rainbows, peace, love, and ashe, and all them rete ting de. However, we all have that dark side. We all have those dark thoughts. We all have those intrusive thoughts. We all have those not so bright and beautiful thoughts. Like, that is part of human nature, human psychology, that not everything is perfect. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like a lot of people try to run from that because they are afraid of that. There are a lot of people who are afraid of their own thoughts because of how dark they can get. I'm not afraid of my thoughts. I can balance them out. I've learned how to balance them out. I used to be a very, very angry kid. Like, once puberty hit, I was mad. Like, this shit is dumb. Like, I was just, and it wasn't like I was mad about like my circumstances or like my family life or nothing like that. Nobody was abusing me or nothing like that. But like, as I was growing, like, things would happen and that shit would really like make me mad. Like, I used to get mad. I used to get tight, mouth reckless, did not care, willing to just risk it all because I was young, not as wise, just too smart for my own good, and just angry. You know what I'm saying? Them dark thoughts were the main thoughts. Like, I wanted to end some motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would just say the most insensitive things, mean things. Like, I was not nice all the time. Like, I was nice when I wanted to be nice, but when I didn't want to be nice, I was really, really, really mean. Like, my mouth was reckless. I didn't get into fights or anything like that. Like, I've been in one fight in my entire life, and that was wild, unfortunate, but whatever. Like, I never really even had to like put my hands on nobody, because when I said some shit, when I ran my mouth, I didn't even need to run hands because you were leaving me the fuck alone. Because I said what the fuck I said. And that's just that. I like to fight with my words. I used to fight with my mouth. But like, that darkness isn't something to necessarily run from. It's something to check. You definitely want to check that shit. You definitely got to check that shit. And you also have to be able to kind of like draw yourself out of those dark moments as well. You have to be able to ground yourself, because I learned I'm not always going to be around somebody who's going to be able to tell me, hey, that's not cool. Hey, you shouldn't say that. Hey, da, 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 da. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have to be able to self-regulate. Check yourself before you rickety wreck yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you really have to be on top of yourself. You have to be accountable for your actions, for your thoughts, for your reactions, all that. You feel me? So, learning. Take the good with the bad. Take the bright and the light and the sun and the happy with the dark. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to take both sides. Both of those sides are you, whether you want to admit it or not. Your dark side, that shadow work, is always going to be around. You have to be familiar with your dark and shadow side in order to be a healthy and well-rounded individual. You have to be able to tell people that, yeah, I am a lovely individual. The smile, the jokes, the caring, the this, the that, the happy, the laughter, blah, blah, blah. All of that is all good. However, when it gets dark and hell gets hot, you know what I'm saying? Like, Praying for DMX, by the way. It's dark and hell is hot. You know, whatever reference. But shout outs to him and his family. I hope, you know, everything's good with him. I hope he pulls through. But you have to be able to balance that out. You have to be able to accept it for what it is, and you have to be able to control yourself and take accountability for that. Be responsible with your feelings, with your actions, with your thoughts, with your words, with your relationships, all of that. All of that. That is all your responsibility. If you are in the room, you are responsible for your energy brought to that room. You're not responsible for everybody else. However, if your energy is irritating the fuck out of somebody else's energy and causing them to have an uproar, you need to take accountability for that. If the things that you are saying or doing or not saying or doing are causing other people some sort of disturbance, you need to take accountability for that. They also need to take accountability for their part of it as well. However, like, cause and effect, every action has an equal or da 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 reaction. You know what I'm saying? Like, we know this about things. So when people be like, "Oh, I ain't make you feel no way," bitch, you know you did. I can't make you feel no way, bitch, but you really can. You know what I'm saying? Like, people love to. I really feel like that's a way of gaslighting people too. And I know people be beating the word gaslighting to death, and I understand that. However, it applies to a lot of the cases that people are going through in this day and age. So if you don't want to hear the word gaslighting no more, stop fucking gaslighting people. And then we'll probably get somewhere, you know, maybe try it out. Try that a little bit. But yeah, y'all gotta figure y'all shit out with y'all dark sides and stuff. Anyway.
The whole you, nothing but the you. So help me. Help me find you. Because I'm always going to come looking for you.
I said that.
No matter where you go.
I meant that.
No matter how long it's been since I've heard from you.
It'll be a while.
Because I love you first and foremost.
Here's where I get like a little cry baby-ish.
Even when you feel like you're unlovable.
I had to let it out.
Even when you feel unwanted. Even when you feel misunderstood.
It's easy to feel misunderstood.
I'm always going to want you. The whole you and nothing but the you. So help me. You deserve more than I can even imagine, and I guess that's what scares me about you. How do I look you in the eye every day? How do I look at you in the mirror every day and know that you deserve better? And know that you want more, and know that I'm not giving you all that you want, all that you need, all that you deserve.
I was talking that stuff.
But then I go outside and I expect it from others. When I can't even look you in the face and tell you that you deserve it. I can't even tell you that you earned it.
Shady.
But it doesn't matter now. Like, we'll get over it. It's fine. Brush it off, laugh it off, cry it out, scream it out, write it out, whatever you gotta do. But push forward, move forward, keep moving, keep being mindful.
Mm-hmm.
Keep being mindful of you and nothing but the you. The whole you. All you. All the time. So help me.
That is vulnerability. And I really want to, like, if it doesn't come out clear on this live, I'm gonna play it again. Like, I'm gonna get my speaker, I'm gonna hook it up so we can hear it all over again. Because when I tell you, like, that was monumental. And I can't even say like it was my first step in my spiritual journey, my self-growth, my self-help, my personal development journey. I can't even say that that was my first step. But when I got there, all the other steps seemed stronger. All the other steps seemed a little bit bigger, a little bit wider. You know, they weren't necessarily baby steps anymore. I think like that moment in time is when I realized I'm not going to receive what it is that I want if I don't feel like I deserve it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's been a lot of times, and sometimes people will read my energy and stuff like that, and they'll just say like, you know, you pass up really good opportunities and really good chances because you feel like the next person deserves it over you, like for whatever the reason. So I've been doing, I just started like taking music seriously. So I've been rapping a little bit, singing a little bit and things like that, recording, going to the studio. I really want to do music videos and stuff like that. I really want to build. I don't necessarily think I want it to be a career. I haven't decided just yet, but I enjoy it. It is fun. I would like to see it be more than just, no, I want it to stay fun. I want it to stay fun, but I would like to see it bring something in outside of just happiness. So monetary will be good at some point, but I know how like the music industry gets, and like I'm not too hip on none of that shit. Can't front, okay? Because I like doing what I want, when I want, how I want. And I don't want nobody on no social media making it seem like I gotta be somebody role model, making it seem like I gotta talk a certain way, look a certain way, because then I'm gonna be cussing out somebody's mama from behind the keyboard. And I've grown from that. Like, I don't got time. And I feel like I would have to learn how to balance that. So those are other baby steps that I have to take into consideration. Like, just the idea alone, it turns me off. But I enjoy the music part of it. Like, I enjoy the creative part of it. And people out there in social media land, in music industry land, are living their lives and getting their money and getting their bag and all that other stuff. And they're doing like mediocre, half-ass, this ain't great, what is this as music? And I don't feel like that's fair for people who really live it, breathe it, was born to do it, kind of thing. So a lot of times when I say like, you know, I pass up opportunities so that other people can get it, it's because I didn't take music seriously until maybe last year, 2 years ago. But it's always been in my life. It's always been something that I was into. It's always been something that I loved and enjoyed doing, singing, rapping, listening to music. My dad is a DJ. Like, music's in my life. I just never expected it to do anything for me. So I was just like, oh, well, they've been rapping and recording for years. So, you know, leave that to them. Like, that's their thing. They've been chasing that dream. But it's like, you deserve it too, though. So I'm learning, you know, it's all a learning process. I had to get over, you know, the fear of vulnerability, letting people in, letting people help me along my journey, healing myself, loving on myself, telling myself that I deserve the things that I want, telling myself that I deserve the things that I need, telling myself that, you know, I am working hard enough, telling myself that I should be proud of myself, telling myself that things are going to get better, things are going to be falling into place. All of that. One step at a time, though. Like, I be wanting it to happen like I got superpowers, and because I thought the shit should disappear type shit. And I'm not on that level of manifestation yet. So I need to like really build on all of my crafts, all of my gifts, all of that, and like just take my time, be nicer to myself, be more vulnerable with myself, allow people in as long as I have like those healthy and appropriate boundaries set up. Just knowing what it is that I need and standing on that, standing by that, and saying what I mean and meaning what I say. And last week, I said on Monday night I was going to be doing a Facts Only episode, and Monday night after work, this is what I'm doing, a Facts Only episode. And I really thank y'all for tuning in and watching and all that arete. I appreciate y'all. That's love. Like, share, subscribe, all them things. Because it's going to be a regular type of joint. You feel me? Like, it's nothing. I'm going to be doing more vlogs and like, you know, getting into like my self-growth journey. Like I said, going to be sharing my music, going to be sharing poetry and other projects that I want to work on. I do want to not necessarily do interview, but like kind of like discussions, round table, or just me and somebody else or whatever, whatever guest host I have on the show, whoever's there with me. But I'm going to do my show no matter where I'm at, no matter who I'm with. I'm going to do my show. So if it's Monday night and I'm somewhere else, whoever's in that room with me is going to be on Facts Only, because my video got to get recorded, and that's just that on that. And I'm always about to drop my phone, drop the computer, drop everything, because that's just the energy I'm on. Like, shit is going to get done. Niggas is not playing. But I really appreciate y'all for tuning in. Like I said, like, share, subscribe, blah, 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 blah. However they be doing it. Rah, 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 rah. Peace, God. Till next time, it's been Facts Only with your girl, Chelsea Nicolle. Y'all be blessed. Peace.